What is going on, guys? I am Quincy Avery, and thank you so much for joining the QB Takeover YouTube channel. I appreciate you hopping on. Make sure you like, subscribe. Each and every week, we want to give you every interception that happens in the NFL so you have a better idea of what's going on, who's making mistakes, and how they can get a little bit better. This week, we saw a league riddled with poor throws more than anything else. Like, quarterbacks just making bad throws, and that is the most difficult thing for an NFL coach to handle, because when you have top-tier talent, your assumption is that they are going to be able to make the throws. The reads may get a little tricky, understanding what the defense is doing, all those different things. But in this situation, what happened more than not was either just really poor throws or really bad decisions. So without further ado, we're going to hop right in. This is Justin Herbert, first interception of the week. Justin Herbert here. We are going to get a six-man pass pro. We are going to determine this thing like a 61. So 61 is going to let this back know that we are turning here. So everybody is going to start their turn and work this way. Boom. We are going to be able to pick up 1, 2, 3, and 4 here or 4 here, depending how they work it. In other situations, the back would be responsible for 1, 2, and then any secondary force. Either way, all they're going to end up bringing here is this wheel backer, right? So the wheel backer is going to be bringing pressure. They do a fine job picking this up, right? So our back does a really good job. He sees the pressure. They are trying to run a pick stunt here to get that defensive end one-on-one with the back, but he falls down. Right, I think that there may be some room here for Herbert to work up in the pocket, right? Because we're going to have this speed cut in. When they bring that wheel linebacker, we know that this middle backer is going to have to sit here. They are running essentially quarter, half to the two-man side, right? So that is what we're feeling, or we can call it quarters all the way around. We know we're getting two-eye zone. This would be the window we'd want to win in. But we just can't make this decision. We cannot sprint out to the left, wheel back, and throw a ball directly across the middle of the field. It's just bad quarterback play. And I think Justin Herbert has been playing quarterback as well as really anybody in the league, and that's just things we cannot do. This interception by Carson Wentz is just really bad throw. And I think that he really understands what he's trying to do. He sees it well. He understands the coverage. All the things are really right there for the taking. We know that we're going to get this deep post from Addison, and we're going to get a crosser here from Justin Jefferson. Now, what they're going to be running on defense is they're going to be running a 3 buzz coverage. Buzz just denotes that we are going to be inserting the safety into the middle hook rather than him being a hook curl player. So nothing too intricate there. And I wouldn't say that the Los Angeles Chargers are covering this particularly well. A lot of times when you get this deep cross, you'll see one of these two backers turn and sprint with them. You don't get that. This is ass open for the NFL. Now, what you would want to see, and you'll see this later on in this week, is this ball come out on time with layer. And when I say with layer, this arc, this trajectory, this up and down ball that gets over this middle linebacker here and should hit Justin Jefferson. We should be able to catch this ball and turn this into a real explosive play. Carson Wentz just sails it. And I know that this game was difficult for Carson. He was getting banged up. But when you get an opportunity like this, really clean, this is as clean as it gets pocket-wise in the NFL. This is really clean pocket-wise. We just have to make that throw. And more than anything, in terms of being a thrower, a quarterback, our base just gets really, really wide there. Causes some variation in the throw, and that's why we end up with this interception here. Caleb Williams is supremely talented. One of my favorite quarterbacks. I'm sure you've seen this play over and over again. We're going to go 12 personnel, and we're going to go across motion, okay? We roll down, we start in this one high coverage, and all we're trying to do is get this thing cleared out, DJ Moore out of there. We want to sit here and we want to cross here. So when you want to think about offensive, when you want to think about like offense, you want to think about who is in a bind and what kind of bind they're going to be in. This bind right here is he can either go forward or backwards, this defender, right? If he comes forward and takes this away, then we want to immediately take our eyes to this over. Like, it's just really one hitch, throw the ball. And it's not that Caleb Williams makes a bad decision. This isn't a bad decision. They get into this too high. And remember this defender I was talking about who is in a bind. That is him. Who is going to be in a bind, right? Our weak side backer, he's in the bind. Does he sit here with the tight end or does he sink back to take this crosser here, right? Simple question. He sits. Now, this ball should be coming out, right, too high. We know that he cannot drive this because he's responsible for this vertical route. So the same thing we were talking about Carson Wentz, this ability to layer this ball, get this ball up and down, throw it right now. We're out of position. We can't make that play. If this ball's out of our hand right now, this is a catch. But this pause, wait, throw it now. We give a cornerback an opportunity to make a play because he can't throw into Marlon Humphrey over here. Like, he does not have the opportunity, does not have the space available. We leave this thing a bit behind. And there's just, if you don't see this right away, and that is fine. Hey, Caleb, get it. I know right now, I see this body position, I see this body position. I know that I'm throwing here. This is a one-hitch throw. That pause right there is what causes interception. But if I do pause, that's fine. Because we have a back in the flat. And if you get a back in the flat versus a cornerback here, I like my odds. I like my chances to break a tackle, get going somewhere. But we just can't leave this ball behind. It's not a bad decision, just a bad throw. Andy Dalton, this is an interception we're not going to spend a lot of time on because really what can we do here? We're throwing a bubble, one step, we throw the ball now. A lot of times this play gets knocked down, batted down, whatever. We just don't foresee him making that play. And that's going to turn into a touchdown for the Buffalo Bills. So we've talked a lot about missed throws. This is a missed throw from CJ. It's just, hey, we get the coverage in which we want, right? We are running, and we'll see this come up time and time again. We are running sail, right? So when we are running this sail concept, they are in a too high zone. It's like Palmsy. And what I say about Palmsy, do you see him getting his eyes to number two? Number two keeps going vertical, so he just keeps taking this thing vertical. Now, as a quarterback, what you want to be looking at is this strong side hook player, right? What is this hook player doing? He is not expanding, right? If you want to think about this, he's not expanding outside of the numbers. So CJ should be one hitch, right? And this is what causes this interception more than anything. It's the ability to anticipate. And I think this has a lot more to do with the trust that CJ has in his receivers right now than necessarily the way CJ wants to play. Like, you have to have immense level of trust to throw this ball. And let's look at it from the other angle, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This ball last year, I'm 100% sure CJ hits it off of this hitch right now. He's able to throw the ball. That's 2-3 hitches, and he's waiting to throw this football. And when we wait to throw this football, what it causes is this hook defender gets to continue to sink, make this more difficult. He has his eyes and vision. His eyes and vision are to CJ, so he's going to see it. So this ball's got to be thrown right now. And I understand he wants to feel how this cornerback is playing this. But you got to just let this rip. If you're going to throw it, let it rip now. If not, hey, let's just get to the flat. And that's the big thing, is when quarterbacks understand, I can't be late. I can't be 2-3 hitches here. Hey, if I've done that, let me just get to the flat and make somebody make a tackle. Because we're still getting 7 yards here if we get off of that and go here. And I understand that people think that hitting the flat or checkdowns is really bad. It's not. And we just overthrow this thing. We mail it. It turns into an interception. All right, we go 2x2, and we're just getting quarter halves. We get quarters here on this side, and we get a half field player here half-field player to the boundary. It's 1st and 10, so let's be aggressive, but we also have points on the board. They're going double move, so when we go double move, we get double move and we get one-on-one. Your anticipation is, hey, I'm going to go give this guy a chance. Mac Jones does that. Like, that's giving your guy a chance. You don't foresee you making this throw and this thing turning into an interception. That's tough. Can we make a better throw? Hell yeah. Let's make a better throw. Can Juwan Jennings, who I think is really, really great at the catch point, can he go help us out a little bit and knock this ball down? Yeah, he can do that for us too. That's a defender going to make a great play. You want a little bit more help there from Juwan. I mean, he's trying his best. He gave you everything he got, but I mean, you saw the pump. You saw that. You just don't. Like, hey, they get paid millions of dollars too. This ball could be a little bit better. You just don't foresee that one turning into interception. All right, so what we got here is a pick, but it's caused by a couple things, right? When you start with these defenders at the line of scrimmage, a lot of times quarterbacks don't pick them up in their vision when they get to drop back, okay? So what we're going to get here is we're going to get man-to-man coverage and these two down backers in the box. So they're both going to drop, right? So he's sim pressured. He's responsible for the tight end. And we're coming down to get the back, okay? So we got the coverage. Right, we understand what's going on here. Now, he's spying. He's got eyes on Drake May. Drake May just didn't see him. We got the over by Diggs, and we're going to have the deep post here go here. I love this pass coming out early anticipation if we're not standing right here in front of you and we just hit him square in the chest. I know you're like, hey, he's right there. How does he not see him? Well, because he doesn't see him because his eyes are starting here. He wanted to see this safety rotate down. He never even put his eyes on that guy. Hit him square in the chest, and that's a really tough interception. Not a bad ball, not a bad idea. It's just the ability to get our eyes in the right place. And Drake May is playing like an MVP this year, and just understanding that interceptions do happen. We're going to start this thing out. We're going to just want to establish if we're getting some sort of man or zone here, and we just go with this short motion. Okay, so we established that we're likely getting some sort of zone coverage, and we're going to get walked down here. So what the New England Patriots are going to end up doing is this guy start on the line of scrimmage. He's going to dropping here. He comes down and plays a hole, and they're just going to go 3 deep, 3 under. Right, that is the coverage. He's going to carry that vertical runner. Now, the idea is not bad here, once again, by Daniel. It's not a bad idea. We should be starting our eyes outside here, alert, this sail coming back, right? And we're coming back here. I think that he's open. I think that we see it really well. Dylan Gabriel sees this ball really well. We just have to put this ball here. And this is more of a mechanical issue than anything. And it's difficult when you're in a pocket that's this crowded. It does get a bit difficult. But let me show you what I mean here. He's seeing the game the right way. He's doing the things that we're asking him to do in terms of I start outside, right? So we knew that we had that sail combination. Cool. He gets off. He doesn't like it because they had that guy there. Eyes in a really good spot. He sees it. But watch his posture start sending him that way. See how he's like falling away from the throw? So there's a difference. When quarterbacks are really in a good spot, they'll rotate and stop. He's never able to get all the way into the throw, and that just causes, right? So his body's facing here. He just leaves a little bit inside. It's just the throw issue. And as we talk about all the time, there's physical issues in terms of, hey, did I throw this thing wrong? Mental issues, did I not see it right? And then defense makes great plays. I think that's just a physical issue, and that's something that you can get fixed through some fundamental work. This interception to me would be a great third down interception. Like, hey, third down, let's go take a shot. We know that we're trying to get an explosive play here because we have 7 man in pass pro, right? So what we're talking about is like, hey, let's go get this chunk. I'm unsure if this is a drop. This should be a drop back. Get hit enough times in the game, you start doing things like this. But this is This is what I don't think. This is not a world that I think Dylan can live in. Like, let's just put our feet in the ground and let's see this thing out. And your clock starts to get sped up a little bit after you get hit enough times. And what they're trying to do, they go high pylon and they're going to go deep sail, right? That's it. And neither of these are probably open. They are just not. So let's just throw the ball here. Coaches call plays and sometimes they're not successful, and that's okay. Now, if we stayed in the pocket, right, because our eyes are taking us this way, they're in this too high zone, till he's pushing here, we have an opportunity to bang this dig coming back, but we'll never know, right? We don't know. We don't have an idea. So we get in this situation, throw the ball away, throw it to the chip flat, any of those things. But let's not do that. I don't think that they're in a position where we can just chunk the ball down the field and see what's going on. Not on first down, at least, right? Defense have been playing their ass off. We don't want to do that to those guys. On first down, put them in a situation where they got to go make a tackle. Like, we don't want to put that defense in a situation where they got to hop back onto the field. Spencer Rattler. This is tough. And the reason I say this is tough is because plays like this this is 2 times this week we get like just a funky ass play from a defensive lineman. So they're going action, get into naked. Cool. This is progression number 1. Progression number 1 is a flat. Is he open? Yes. Do we throw it to him? Yes. Like, come on, man. Like, we didn't scheme for this. This wasn't our plan. Spencer, yes. Do I want you to throw this ball and not get tipped? 100%. But we could run this play back 100 times. That's the one time it gets intercepted. That's difficult, right? That's just a difficult situation. Hate that for Spencer. And I hate he got pulled after that kind of interception. This is Tyler. This is great QB play. Hey, great job. We are running a spot concept from bunch, so we're going to get the flat. Oh, let's shoot that drone up. We're going to get the flat. We're going to get the sit, and we're going to get the corner. We read this thing 1, and then you kind of hide. Remember we talked about how are we reading who's in the bind? Are they going to come up? Or are they going to come down? He sees it really well. Puts his ball on their body. I got a rookie quarterback. I could not do this to him. That is so unfair. You cannot do that to your rookie quarterback and Winfield with a hell of a play. This interception is nasty work. Like, just nasty work by Boney. I don't like it. I hate it. We got a lot going on. Just drawing some things up. We got this now here from the slot. We got an RPO here. So if you like your numbers over here, let's take that. You don't like your numbers over there, which he doesn't. We are going to go RPO. Not exactly sure who they're reading. We're going to go flat. We are going to go bang 8. That's pretty common, right? But he throws this thing like he's running spin. Haven't seen that in the NFL this year. Maybe they're doing something new or different. That's always could be a possibility. But usually when a receiver runs a wrong route, you see body language from the quarterback. This just looks like a really poor throw. And it's weird. And he does a really good job with his fundamentals, right? So the hard part about some of these RPOs is going from this zone read, right? He went from the zone. Sees he's vacated. We know this is so open in the NFL. He actually does a good job of getting his right ankle to the target. Like, he's set to make this. This should be a completed pass. And not only completed pass, he should be catching this and doing some funky dance at the end of this joint. Son, what are you doing? He's shocked. He is shocked because he was cooked. He was cooked, and he just got an interception. If you could ask for your quarterback to be in this situation when he's throwing that, you'd be really, really happy. Now, the only thing that I could say is that this ankle, and that's probably too generous. I think that he's aligned here and maybe gets caught in a situation where he is closed off to this guy running this slant, right? So he threw that in a straight line rather than just being over here. I would much rather I would much rather my quarterback like have his foot this way parallel here, body here, and throw back this way than what we get here where his ankle is in this direction, right? His ankle's in this direction, and we're asking you to throw back here. Only bit of advice we get at Bo Nix. We just got to throw better. I don't care what your feet look like at that point. We can't throw interception there. There is a big difference between cover 2 and cover 2 man, okay? So when you get cover 2 like Tampa 2, and you see this backer run with him, oftentimes they don't have the ability to turn and make a play, right? Because these safeties will not be as available to help because they'll be working off the hash here, right? So understand that. But we're in 2-man. Big difference between cover 2 and 2-man. So do you see like the width in which we are? Like we're a lot closer to this play. And if you want to throw this vertical, we need to be hitting him at, let's say, 18 yards. That's here. The further you get down the field, the more he gets involved and he gets involved. And now this backer gets to turn his head and make a play. This ball is thrown 10, 20, nearly 30 yards down the field. That you have been playing better quarterback than almost anybody in the NFL this year. These are the things I'm just like, why? I know your team's getting freaking blitzed week in and week out, but you've been playing good ball. I don't think that you should start developing these bad habits because of the situations you're in. When we get 2-man, like this is what we are trying to throw, those outbreakers, and you will see the reaction here. Like, dog, I fucking cooked him, bro. He is pissed, and he rightfully so because he should have been getting the ball there. Bad ball by Dak. Bad throw, bad idea. None of the things that we did there put us in a good situation to be successful. I don't know what the Dallas Cowboys rules are. Let's start there. I don't know what their rules are. Rules that I've learned or things that I've heard about football, the way that I've been coached. If CD does not get his eyes to you, he's not ready for the ball. I say that, but I don't have a 300-pound man barreling down on my chest. Dak is thinking that he is going to sit in this zone, right? I'm not sure what CD's thinking. He's just out for the vibes. He is running, hasn't thought about looking, does not feel open. We throw this ball. Yeah, and this is just tough. This is a tough situation for a quarterback. Let's look at from his perspective. You are always thinking, hey, if I'm getting this zone coverage, my receiver will stop here, get friendly, and I'll just dot him. This man he's coming to be violent and hit me in my chest. Dak, he's got to throw it, but we're not getting eyes from CD. I think CD's trying to race by him and get to the other side before he looks. Can't do that. We just can't do that. Right, you see how CD's now looking on the other side of the backer? That's what his thought was. Our quarterbacks were usually thinking, hey, by this ghost tackle, we want to be looking for the ball. And that's why Dak throws it where he's throwing it. Miscommunications cause interceptions too. It's really important for guys. Like, it's the two best players on that offense to be on the same page. This is freaking 4th and 16 at the 7. Cam Ward, you get to throw a bunch of these in your career. I won't count these against you on your stats. Somebody else may. Who cares? He actually ends up bending a little bit when he does this. 5 verts, they're just running 5 across defense. They know the situation. You got to score here. We try to make a hero throw. They make a hero interception. Who gives a shit? All right, it's 4th down. They're trying to make a play. Game is over anyway. We can talk about this play a lot. Interception is on Marcus Mariota, but let's talk about this piece. We know we're throwing this ball to Deebo Samuel. This is smart by Mariota, though. This little motion out so we can get McDuffie here on the block. We're here. We're actually in a really good play. Deebo, you'll make this catch. a lot more than you'll drop it. And if you drop it, it doesn't turn into this. Like, whatever. That stat goes on Marcus Mariota. That's not his interception. That's not his fault. Mr. Mahomes, this is a tough interception. So what we got? We get double or triple bump. So we're all in a bump situation. When we get bumped like that, a lot of people's answer is to run like this slam concept. So that outside release there, something in the flat, right? They just want to be able to throw the inside fade. Mahomes, really good decision, right? His back is turned. I know we heard Manning talking about, hey, we don't want to throw this thing when the back's not turned. His back is turned. I think Mahomes throws his ball exactly where he wants. Like, he's ripping this thing outside, right? He's ripping this thing outside of this back shoulder. That's just a freaking play. And we got to understand, these guys get paid millions of dollars too. I don't think that could this be, yeah, this ball would be better placed high and outside here. We want to put that thing high and outside there. He leaves it a bit inside. And maybe the receiver just gets pushed off his track a little bit, but I do not hate the decision. I don't hate the ball. I just think that defender made a really good play. And I think that if anything, our receiver could help us out a little bit on this inside fade by just what we would call maintain this line and let the quarterback throw us to the outside rather than just kind of bleeding out here, right? There's a difference. And I mean, that's really splitting hairs there in terms of what you're asking me to do. I think that, Marcus Lattimore just made a hell of a play.